Hey, what's up, everybody? So I got to do a continuation of the last video because I accidentally clicked out. Got a brand new phone and pressed the wrong thing. But um, where I was left off was, I like what they can bring to the team, but they can't do it at 20 minutes a game. They can't give you um, meaningful minutes against young talent anymore. Like I may Wesley can a little more than Mark, but Mark, nah. You got to push him to the back of the bench. I'm sorry. Um, Now, come playoff time, you're gonna want him to play key minutes. I know that you want him to be fresh enough, but that's really it. Just fresh enough is all I'm trying to say. They don't have to get the minutes that you want a guy like THT to get. Like THT should be getting 25 to 30 minutes a game with this team at this point. He really should. We're better on the floor when he's out there. He doesn't make as many mistakes as some of these other guys. Obviously, he's young. He's only 20 years old, so he can run around with everybody, and he's gifted. He can put the ball in the hole. He can defend. He got long arms. He's a monster. We don't have to express how much we believe in THT. His game is going to put that belief in us. We've already seen enough. It's just a matter of us not Kuzmaing him by giving him these sporadic minutes in these old undefined roles. Here we go again with the same stuff. Kuzma may be too far gone in terms of how the upside that we want to see him have. It's really up to him to how much work he puts in. But ultimately, as far as him ever becoming a superstar and all that, I'm losing faith by the day. The numbers are just not there, and the production, the effort is, but the numbers just don't translate. And sometimes you just are what you are, man. You know, sometimes they have guys out there who could really go for singular moments at a time. Maybe for a week, they'll give you a fantastic week. And after that, they just go back to being regular, man. I can think of several players like that around the league. And it's nothing wrong with being that way. But when you have high expectations, thinking somebody's going to be more than they are, and that's all they become, it's highly disappointing. And, Kuzma didn't have a bad game tonight. I saw the box score. It didn't look like he was doing too bad, but I'm just saying, like, for what we thought he was going to be, to what he's ultimately been for us, I blame us. We've just put his development on the back burner, honestly, and didn't give him a position, a role that made sense for his games, his role, his what am I trying to say? For his skill set. So that's what I'm trying to get to you guys. Uh, so yeah, bench Marc Gasol and Wesley Matthews and bring in THT. Give us more of that guy. Um, Caruso's getting a lot of minutes. I think we're a better defensive team with him on the floor, especially since he's shooting very well. So I have to look at the highlights of tonight's game. But honestly, since we lost and I looked at the score, knowing who we played against, I was just really deterred from really even wanting to watch the highlights right away, to be honest with you. I just, for what? For what? They look like they lost to who I consider a bad team. I mean, Detroit's gotten better. They got some guys. Don't get it twisted, but they are an underachieving team in the Eastern Conference. They haven't lived up to what we thought they would, and some of that has to do with their rookie going down with a pretty much season-ending injury. I don't think he'll be back. And you draft a guy that high, Killian Hayes. I mean, they passed up on some names to get him, and he's just lost for the first um, year of his career. And not only that, but he struggled when he was out there. So that's just not a good start. It looks bad, but he's a talented young fella, and hopefully he can maximize his opportunities next year and going forward. But as for right now, that really set Detroit back. As talented as a team as they are, um, that pick not panning out right away and losing Christian Wood were two things that they just haven't really been able to overcome, I don't think. And plus, with them, they have a lot of guys in rotation that should be getting more consistent minutes, sort of like what we have with Kuzma and THT. They got a lot of that going on over there in Detroit, so it's kind of hard to gauge them. They need to make a decision, just like I said about Golden State in most of my videos talking about them. They need to make a decision on whether or not they want to go with the old guys or go with the new guys. And quite frankly, Detroit doesn't have old guys they believe in. Blake Griffin, you know what it is. If you put him in a winning situation, he could probably really serve you well. Um, I could see him being like a role player for a Miami Heat type of team or something like that at this point in his career. But as far as him being that power forward, starting power forward, those days are long gone, man. They're just over. It's over. He's a talented player, and like I said, I think he can help you. In fact, I think he can give you a lot of what Draymond gives to you if you get him in the right situation. But as far as him ever being a 30-point scorer, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, triple double threat, I just don't think he has that type of conditioning in him. I think Father Time has caught up to Blake Griffin. I really do. And it's a shame because he did not sign up for Detroit. He signed up for the Clippers and they screwed him. But it is what it is. But we lost to that team tonight. That's the team we lost to. You got to give credit to a guy like Jeremy Grant, who's in the All Star race this year. He may be a reserve, and if he does get in there, it will be well deserved. Um, so they got some guys. DeLon Wright is somebody I'm excited about over there. He stepped in as their point guard, shooting guard combination. Even though he doesn't score a lot, he does just about everything else. Lonzo Ball kind of thing. What's the guy from the I can't think of his name, but he plays for the Spurs. His game, their point guard, he kind of play like that. Don't really worry about scoring, but can do a whole lot for you in other categories. So, big shout out to DeLon Wright for taking the next step in his development. And yeah, man, as far as the Lakers, man, I think we got some guys that are slumping right now. Montrezl Harrell, I think he scored 11 points and had like 3 rebounds. That's not good. That's not good. I think Marc Gasol, I don't believe he scored at all. Last I checked, it was like 2 minutes left to go when I was looking at the box score. Not good. KCP had like 6 points. Coming back to Detroit. Come on, KCP. That's your old stomping ground. I expect you to play well there. Um, so we just didn't get a lot out of some guys tonight. I mean, we just didn't have it. Without even seeing the highlights, I could tell you we didn't have it. The score and the box score told me all I needed to know. No AD tonight. That made a difference. Braun did what he could, but didn't score enough um, to kind of keep us where we needed to be, it seemed. So, yeah, man, burn the tape. I don't know what happened. Honestly, I don't care. We just need to move on to the next game, honestly. Um, Dog days on the road. That's what this is. I get it. But guys got to find a way to push through. A guy like Dennis Schroeder played a little better tonight, kind of breaking out of his slump. That's encouraging. So I'm hopeful that we will see better play from him and the rest of the team going forward. And kind of glad we rested AD tonight. Kind of glad we did that. He was pretty frustrated in the last game, hasn't been playing well. This was a great time to rest him. I got a feeling he's probably ailing in some ways that he ain't told us. He's pretending like he ain't hurt, but there's something wrong. Guy like that talented, coming off a championship, it's not like he's bored out there. Something is off, and chances are he's concerned about even letting us know because of the reputation that he had in New Orleans. Uh, he's been determined to shake that off him since becoming a Laker. I think he's taken on the pressure of being a Pantheon great big for us, and he understands who played here. Shaq would never make no excuses. If he could go, he could go. If he couldn't, he couldn't. But if he had it, he would go. Kobe, you know what it is. I mean, we come from a long stock of tough guys who didn't play in the games about missing time. And AD does have the reputation of being a guy who goes down and kind of ails a little bit and then comes back in the games when it's that kind of thing. So I think he wants to shake that, and I think that we need to monitor it. Um, and the front office and everybody, all the coaching guys, they need to monitor uh, that so that he doesn't put himself in a position to hurt himself uh, as he becomes further into the season. So yeah, that's just my observation. That's what I think is possibly taking place there. And yeah, I just want to see us kind of shuffle the rotation a little bit. Whatever the rotations we have right now, they're just not working. Vogel's gonna have to figure some things out. This is a new roster, so this is part of developing winning habits. It's first figuring out what doesn't work. So we're seeing it, and I have all the faith in the world in our coach. I think he'll figure it out. Anyway, my name is BDF44. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry this thing is spliced, but it is what it is. Peace.